Hi everyone, and welcome to A Stitch in Time. Today is Friday, January 22nd, 2021. It's quite the mouthful. And this is episode 168. My name is Carol. My Ravelry name is Knits and Pearls, and I am coming to you from the Fraser Valley of British Columbia, just a short drive east of Vancouver, where we are enjoying just a spectacular winter's day today. The sun is shining and the sky is blue, and there's just a little bit of a cold wind blowing. And we better enjoy it while we can, because there's rain and even snow in the forecast for this weekend. If you are a first-time viewer, I'd like to extend a special hello and welcome to you. Thank you for checking out the podcast. And if you are a returning viewer, hello again and welcome back. Thanks to all of you who took the time to reach out and say hello this past week. I've enjoyed some conversations with many of you. So as always, I just really appreciate your kind comments and friendship. Before we jump into this week's knitting, I just want to remind you that the Making Time for Me Craft Along is taking place in the Ravelry group. All you have to do to participate is come by and chat about what you're making, whether it be something for yourself or someone else, and any kind of craft will do. The Cal runs from now till the end of February, and I will be drawing for some prizes from the chatter thread in early March. I have not yet determined exactly what those prizes will be, but as soon as I have, I will update the first post in that thread and let you know. As I was gathering things together for recording, I realized that this week's episode is going to look a whole lot like last week's, except that all these projects are a little bit further along than they were the last time you saw them. And I even have one finished project. I've got a scarf fresh off the loom. So let's jump into it, shall we? Before I talk about my works in progress, I'll just point out that I'm wearing my completed Albuquerque Sunset by Casapinka. And I showed this to you last week, but it was still a little bit damp, so I didn't want to put it on. But there you go. There's a look at how it looks when it's all kind of wrapped around my neck and wearing it. And I love how, if I wear it like this, you can see all the different sections of pattern work all at once. And I really love this deep sea jellyfish colorway from Miss Babs. I just love all the bright colors in it. So if it was cloudy today, it would definitely brighten up my day. As it is, it just adds to the brightness of the day today. Okay, socks. Of course I have socks. I have continued to work on my New Year's cast on, which are the Feathers and Tunes socks, as I'm calling them, because I'm using the Feathers and Tunes colorway from Fiber Nymph Dye Works. This is the Bounce Base, which is I think an 80-20 super wash merino and nylon. Yes, it is. There's the label. There's the back side of it. I am using my computer again. If you were watching last week, I explained that I got my new camera, but unfortunately the screen on the back, unlike my old model of this same line of cameras, does not come all the way around and flip up so that I can record with it and see myself in the screen. A couple of you suggested that I might be able to hook up my camera to my computer and then be able to see what's on the camera screen on my computer. And it doesn't appear that I can do it with a USB cord, which is what I have. There may be a way with a different type of cord, but then I sort of thought, well, if I'm going to have my laptop sitting here anyway, I might as well record right on it. And that does save me a step as far as editing goes, because I don't have to transfer the files from my camera to my computer. So I think I'm just going to carry on recording on my computer. And I think it's okay. Let me know if it's not. I feel like the sound is a little bit quieter, and I'm trying to do my best to balance the sound throughout with the opening and closing credit music, and any recording that I might add in that I do off of my camera. Let me know if it's not working for you. You may have to turn up the sound to begin with. It's the best I can do. I am an amateur. I freely admit it. So hopefully it's working okay for you. So back to the socks. So it is my usual 64 stitch top down sock. I originally thought I might do a traditional heel flap and gusset, but I did do it on one sock, and I didn't like the way the striping was going to line up on the gusset once I had finished the heel flap and the heel turn. So I took that out and decided instead to do an afterthought heel. So I inserted some waste yarn in the middle of this speckled stripe, and then I knit a few more stripes. Then I took yarn from the other end of the ball and did the afterthought heel. So I have not one, but 2 socks on the go. Still enjoying these. In fact, I sometimes avoid working on them because I don't want it to just be a project that I work on too fast and don't really notice as I'm working on it, if that makes any sense. So once I did the heel, I kind of put them away, and I think I've only added like a stripe in each since then. And I'll definitely work on them again. Like while I edit the podcast, I usually pull out a pair of plain socks while I watch through what's been recorded and such. And I'll probably, it's appy night tonight, it's Friday night. And so probably I'll work on them while Cameron and I kind of catch up. But I just want to savor them a little bit more because I really, really like this colorway, and I'm quite enjoying these. So as I've shown you before, every time I pick up this bag, I just think how well the bag and the socks go together. It makes me happy. We have to look for these things that make us happy, right? Sometimes. It's been a bit of an up and down week here, and I'll talk about that a little bit in a bit. So yeah, I've definitely been seeking out some things that will lighten my mood. The next pair of socks I have are the Vapor socks by Helen Stewart. I think I would know by now, wouldn't you? They are being knit from Black Cat Custom Yarn. This is the everyday sock in the Dratini colorway. And as you can see, everyday sock is also an 80-20 nylon and, well, wool, merino, superwash, merino and nylon blend. Top down sock with this lace pattern on the front, plain in the back, traditional heel flap gusset, rounded toe. Sometimes I have people asking me what size needles I knit my socks on. I'm a fairly loose knitter, so most of the time if I'm using a fingering weight yarn, I'm using a 2mm needle. These I've already cast on the second sock and knit the first round of ribbing, but I didn't bother bringing that in to show you. I finished off this toe last night, so very happy with how they're coming along, and now I'm feeling a little bit of pressure to get the second one done because the new Handmade Sock Society, number 4, is starting in early February. Sign-ups opened today, so that's through Helen Stewart or Curious Handmade. And so yeah, there'll be 6 more socks to for a new collection. And this one is has sort of an outdoorsy theme. So looking forward to that. I part of me hesitated like this much about joining only because I tend to fall behind, but it's such a good value. It's $9.95 pounds, or is it euros? I know it cost me about $18 Canadian for 6 patterns. And you can't go wrong with a Helen Stewart sock pattern. So to me, it's really good value. And I enjoy the idea of having a collection. Let me just take a peek here. I think my husband's home. Yes, he was doing some work locally, and then he said, I think I'm just going to come home and finish out my work day at home. So that's what he's doing. So it's a good thing I closed the door, because I had a feeling I wasn't going to finish before he got home. My third work in progress, rattle, 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 is my Swallowtail by Jamie Hoffman. And it's getting bigger. There you go. So there's the yoke. I gotta be able to see what I'm showing you. There's the yoke. See if I hold it back here, you can see it all in one shot. And I am now ready to do this color work on the bottoms of the sleeves. So I've done all the plain knitting and they are the right length and I'm ready to go. So I'm hoping by next week that this will be a finished project and then I can get started on another sweater, because I've been itching to cast on another sweater and I have not been allowing myself to. So this yarn is Fiddly Dye Works. It is their merino sock, which is a 75/25 superwash merino nylon in 4 colors. So this color is Adira. The dark brown is Julian. The cream with the little colored specks is Olivia. And then this main color is Sophie. And you know, I keep forgetting to look. I know I mentioned that I was using 2 different skeins for the sleeves. I was wondering how they'd knit up. Yeah, see, I can't tell, can you, that they're different skeins? I'm quite pleased actually with how that worked out, because I did alternate skeins in the bodies, but I just did not feel like doing it for the sleeves, and I think they look just fine. So that's kind of a relief. So yeah, just a little more to go, a few more inches on each one, and we'll be done. So that's it for knitting. Weaving, I have a finished scarf to show you. Got this off the loom. This is my houndstooth check scarf. I used some worsted weight Mineville Wool Project Merino 4-ply in cranberry, and then I used some Black Cat Custom Yarn Double Double, which is a DK weight in the Quicksilver colorway. And I'm actually quite pleased with it all together. My edges definitely improved as I went along. I did hem stitch for the first time. I hem stitched both ends. And I also did a twisted fringe this time. Oops. All by hand. You can buy a fringe twister, and I may still do that. But I had fun just learning the technique and doing the twisting by hand. I know because I did it by hand that they're not exactly even. If you have a fringe twister, you can turn it the same number of spins for each fringe, but I don't care. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It's mine. I'm happy. Don't have my booklet in front of me. I think it was about 6 feet long. which is a perfect length for me for a scarf. And what I like, and I showed it to you last time I did a scarf, I like to wear my scarves kind of like this. And then it's kind of hard when you already have another scarf on. And then I like to usually flip that over. Alternatively, I could fold it in half and then bring this one through. And then even twist it and put that in through there. So in any case, that is a really good length for it. I have enough of the cranberry left. I think I'm going to make a hat, knit a hat to go with the scarf. It'll go with also the last scarf that I made because I used some of that same cranberry yarn in it. So it seemed like a good way to use up the leftovers. So watch for that. I've been on Ravelry kind of browsing through patterns, but I haven't decided on one yet. Take a sip of tea here. I have some acquisitions this week. Fiber Nymph Dye Works had a year-end sale, and it was just too good not to take advantage of. Not only did she mark some her shop down considerably, she also had free shipping for both domestic and international. And that's doesn't happen very often. And so when you are ordering, if you're living in Canada like I am and ordering either from overseas or from the United States, the shipping can often be a deterrent because sometimes by the time you add shipping, you're paying almost as much for, you know, especially a small item. If you're buying a skein of yarn, by the time you add shipping, it's, you know, half as much again. So it I didn't even realize it was free shipping till I went to check out, and I actually thought there had been an error, and then I realized no, she was doing free shipping for everyone. So I decided to try out her bridge top fingering yarn. It is a non-superwash yarn, wool yarn. It's 80/20 Romney and Falkland. This is the, I'm going to take it out of the bag. I got 3 skeins of Merlot. Sorry, crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. I got 3 skeins of Merlot, which is not as pinky as it looks. It looks very much like my top, and it's not. It's a deeper shade than that is. And then I thought I might do a colorwork sweater, and I was thinking about what color I might do for some for the colorwork. And I wondered, I keep seeing her warm honey colorway, which I think is so nice. I thought, well, maybe that would work. And it would, but I'm not 100% sure that's what I want to do, because when I got them, 2 things went through my mind. One is, I think this would look nice with a light gray, like a silvery gray. So I think I'm going to order a skein of her wisp colorway and have this sweater be this. But I want to use this somehow in a sweater, and I'm not convinced it's like the right color for me. I don't wear these warm colors and gold, but I thought it might look nice. She has a peacock blue color. She also has one that's called peach, which looks like a brown. And I thought either of those might go really well and have this being used as the color work. So I have to sort of make up my mind and then place my order. So happy to receive these. Looking forward to knitting them up whenever I get to that. I have others in the lineup first. And then also as for all her orders, as a thank you for being a customer, Lisa sent a set of minis in some New Year's exclusive colors. So these are how fitting for this year especially. The blue is called, sorry, I'm going to twist it around here. This is Peace Blue, Hope Yellow, Kathy, there's our word, and Happiness Orange. So we've got a little peace, hope, and happiness for 2021. And I think we can all agree that we can use all three of those things in this year going forward. This is quite a turquoise blue. Don't know if you can tell. I feel like it's changing a bit. I think it's better back there than up here. Anyway, not sure what I'm going to do with these yet. I thought I might just do striped socks because there's three 20-gram minis. So 60 grams I should be able to get a pair of socks out of. I'm not sure yet, so I'm going to think on that. And then yesterday I had a really nice surprise arrive in the mail. A Christmas card that took a little while to get to me from one of my knitter friends, and she enclosed this little butterfly cross-stitch ornament. She knows that butterflies remind me of my dad, and she said she saw it and thought of me and tucked it in a lovely Christmas card. So thank you again. I know you and I have been in touch. So I was thinking when I stitch this up, don't think I'm going to put it on the Christmas tree. I think I'm going to hang it on one of my handles here so that I can look at it all the time. So thanks again. That was particularly welcome because it's just been last couple days have been a little bit sadly, COVID-19 has touched our family yet again. My son-in-law recently contracted it from a coworker, and so he's quarantined, and so is the rest of the family. So my daughter and 3 grandchildren. The 5 of them are all stuck inside with each other for the foreseeable future. I am happy to say that although he was feeling very ill a couple of days ago, my son-in-law is feeling somewhat better today. Nobody else is sick yet. My daughter had a little bit of a sore throat yesterday. So far though, she's feeling fine, as are the rest of the kids, or as are the kids, the rest of the family. So we'll just be waiting to see what this next week brings. And yeah, just hoping that nobody gets too ill and that they can weather through this okay. Our daughter-in-law to be, she's still, it's been over a month since she's recovered, and she's been having issues with her breathing and has recently gotten an inhaler for it. So as you all know, because we hear it all the time, that COVID-19 affects everybody so differently, both in the types of symptoms people get and the severity of those symptoms and the after effects. My son is fine. He didn't get it as bad as she did to begin with, and he has no lasting effects that he's aware of. So yeah, just cross fingers, toes, arms, legs, everything you can think of, and just hope that these guys all weather it fine too. Speaking of weather, how's that for a segue? It wasn't even planned. A little update on our winter storm. The paper came last week, and we were not the only ones, obviously, who suffered some damage from it. If it's your first time watching, we had really high winds overnight, midweek last week, and our resin shed basically came apart and half of it blew into the neighbor's yard. There's a picture in the paper of a highway road sign that was bent completely forward like this. Here's how it usually is on the posts, and it was still attached to the posts, and the posts had bent all the way down to the ground like that. There was also a picture of a camping trailer that had flipped upside down in somebody's driveway. So I know it was gale force winds for a couple of different things. Don't know exact numbers, but definitely we had gusts over 100 kilometers an hour. I think somebody said 120 kilometers an hour. So it was quite the storm. So I'm just feeling lucky that there wasn't any worse damage. What I didn't mention was that a few more of our shingles blew off our roof. We are planning to get a new roof this spring. So I was like, oh, great. But the guy from the roofing company came over, took a look, patched it up a little more, and it should hold until they can fit us in to get our roof done later in the spring. So that's a good news. Let's see, what else have I got written here? Not very much. No, that's all I've got. The storm and COVID. On a happier note, my something good is that my 95-year-old, soon to be 96-year-old mother-in-law got her first COVID-19 vaccine shot this week. So that I was very happy to hear about. So a few more weeks she'll get her second one. And yeah, I think that happened the day before we found out about our son-in-law. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, from good news to bad news, but very happy that she's had her vaccine. And hoping the rest of us can get one soon too, because obviously this virus is still spreading. And even though our numbers here in British Columbia have plateaued, and actually in our paper today it was saying that our case numbers have dropped here where I live, it's obviously still out there, and the people we love are susceptible, as are we ourselves. So the highs and the lows. Okay, that is it. So let's see, what time is it? It's about 4 o'clock. So I should be able to hopefully get this all edited and uploaded by the time we're ready to have Appy Night, or as Cameron calls it, Fishbowl Friday, because I have a wine glass that's really rounded, big and rounded, and he calls it my fishbowl. So we might even be able to start a little earlier tonight, since he doesn't have to drive home from work. He's already here. So I think that will do it for this week. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you have a good week ahead, and I will talk to you again very soon.